Hi, this is Kathy Koliakovo with Social for Business and today's social media tips to help you. What we're going to talk about today is sharing different bits and pieces of information on LinkedIn and making sure that you do not annoy your groups. This is something that I find happens to a lot of LinkedIn group managers. It can really become overwhelming and very time consuming to manage the discussions that people are putting on groups. And what you run into a lot of are people putting self-promoting posts out there, so putting links to their own articles, not making any comments along with it, and really just doing a lot of self-promotion as opposed to what everybody's really looking for, which is connecting, sharing, people talking about different things, having discussions, sharing advice, helping each other out. That's the kind of thing that everybody really wants to see on their LinkedIn group. So these tips that I'm going to show you today are to show you how not to annoy the groups that you are part of on LinkedIn. So I'm going to start off by showing you a lot of times what happens is people will be reading an article online and they want to share it. So you'll be reading something interesting and you want to share something that happened, or you want to put a note or a comment in and share it out to your Twitter network or maybe Google Plus or LinkedIn. So today we're going to focus on LinkedIn. So I'm looking at this article about how actually there's been some bugs in Facebook and how far your reach of your Facebook page content has been messed up a little bit with Facebook. So I want to put this out there and share on LinkedIn. So I'm going to click the LinkedIn share button. When I do, it pulls up with a link to the article, a little bit of a update of what the article is about, which you can edit, and then you can add and post your comment in here. And one of the things that I recommend you do is in fact adding a comment in. The reason is this is going to show up as a profile update on your LinkedIn profile. And if you're sharing an article, a lot of people want to know why. Why are you sharing this? Why do you think it's valuable? So your comment in here is real key for other people understanding that this is a piece of information that they should look at or not. So make sure you add your comment in here. One of the things that you'll see is that the comments in here are going to show in certain places but not others. So you also have a way of clicking post to group. So at the same time that you're posting an update to your profile, you can actually post an update to different groups. And you can type in the name of the groups that you belong to. It will start pulling them up. So you could put it to 2 or 3 groups here. But I really want to tell you to be cautious with this, because if you post too much of this to certain groups, it can be too much. If you don't have any comments going in there along with it, even though you may think you're adding them in by putting the comment in here, I'm going to show you what I mean about this in a second when we look at what happens when you do hit this post. So essentially what happens when you make your comment, this is going to show up in your profile, but it never shows up on the group posts. So it can be really annoying to see this content coming in and no idea, no clue at all why people are sharing these. So once you put in your comment and you share it and you hit the share button, here's what happens on the other end. So I've actually already done this, and I wrote a comment that said, if you've noticed a change in the reach on your Facebook page, read this. And then I put a link to the article. So this is my profile, and this is how that update went when I shared it. And the update happened because I went in and clicked put my comment here. I also hit the post to group. I'll show you what happened with that, and then I hit share. So it shows up over here that Kathy Koliakovo said if you've noticed a change in reach, and then there's a link to the article, which if people click it, it will take them back to that website, to the article that I shared. But here's the kicker. This is what it looks like in the group. So the group discussion shows the article. It has the link to it. If you hit see more, there's nothing else there. That comment that I added, if you've noticed this change, read this, does not show up on the group post. So what this looks like from a group discussion point of view is essentially just a link to the update to the article and nothing else. No reason why I thought it was valuable, no reason why I was going to share it over here. It shows nothing. So it really turns the look of this to the other people that are in the group and turns it into a couple things. Why did you share it? Some of them may click it or not, but the whole point of the groups, and especially the discussions tabs in the groups, is to have these conversations, to have these talks, to have some back and forth, to say, hey, if you've noticed a change in the reach on your Facebook business page, here's the reason why. This, just posting it here, in this case it really can make sense to people, but it doesn't show why I felt that that was valuable. The better way to share something like that would in fact be to copy the post of it, to go into the group that you're looking at, sharing it with, hit new discussion, post in, notice change in reach. I'm just going to post this here. And then add the link to the article. It will still pull up the preview. You still can change different types of thumbnails that are showing. You can actually add more in here. I'm just actually going to put just testing in here so people know what I'm doing. And then you hit share. So what happens with this, it shows up very differently in the discussion tab. Now people see why I said this. They still see the link. They still see the information. Yes, this one looks a little cleaner, but people understand now why I might have shared that in the first place. So you're providing a little bit more value by paying attention to how you're sharing things when you click these LinkedIn share buttons on different websites and blogs and articles that you might be reading online. So that is the tip for you on how to share in a better way on your LinkedIn groups articles that you feel the people within those groups might be interested in. So make sure you take a look at how you're doing, what you're clicking when you hit that button, and click something that makes a little more sense, or do the share in a more manual way like I did, copy and pasting the link, to have a better reason behind what you're doing so people in your groups understand what's going on and why you found that piece of information valuable enough to share with the group. That's your social media tip for today on how to be an effective and valuable LinkedIn share person on Facebook groups. Continue to be real and be social, and you will find that you will get clients online. You can find more information at facebook.com/timeontaskva, and I hope you enjoyed this latest in our social media tips.